Now, the last thing we'll look at this week is not erasing our page after every time we run the code. So let's see, what do we mean by that? We've got this block here, erase all. Now I'm going to take, what are we going to do? Let's say, okay, I'm going to make a new sprite here. Coming down to the bottom, and I'm choosing to paint a sprite. And it doesn't matter what this sprite is. I'm going to make, what's going on? Why can't I draw anything? How weird. Do I have a bug? What's going on? Let's try deleting it. Coming back, painting it again. No. Can't seem. Okay, I think it's because I've got my Apple Pencil and it's expecting me to draw with that. Let's see. There we go. How strange. Okay, never mind. So it doesn't matter what this sprite is, but this is going to be the erase all sprite. So I'm coming down to my pen blocks. If you don't have any pen blocks, by the way, if you don't have any of your pen blocks, then come down to pen here and make them from there. If you had to remake your code from last week, for example, and they're not there, you need to come down and enable your pen blocks. That's explained in the first video of this algorithmic art series, but just in case you'd got this far and were not quite sure how to activate them, or you'd had to restart at some point, there they are. So this one is erase all. And we're going to use from events when this sprite clicked. So we've kind of created a user interface button here that will erase everything on our page. We've split that off. So let's get rid of it from here, because we're going to have a go at making like multi-layered artworks. So I'm setting my pen size to 20 here, and I'm drawing my shape. Now I'm going to not change color in between each shape. So I'm going to get that purple. Okay, now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change the color. I'm going to go same color but different shade. Actually, let's do it like that. Let's just come down a touch. But I'm going to make my pen size thinner. So I'm going to say 15 here. So I drew the first one with a darker purple at size 20. Didn't change anything else in my code. And I'm going on top. And can you see how I get this outline now? I've got this darker outline, if I make that bigger, darker outline around my shape, which is really starting to look interesting. So let's change the color down lighter, same color, but different shade, lighter. And let's make that size 10 now. Let's see what we get here. Didn't change anything else. I'm still starting from the middle. Okay. And again, it starts to look even more interesting. I've got these gradients of colors happening. It starts to look like a bit of an old school video game type of thing happening, like a Mega Drive type of thing happening. Let's bring it down still. And we're dropping 5 each time, aren't we? So let's make that 5. Let's make it big to watch this one. Okay, so we've got this lovely gradient. We're starting to almost get a 3D effect because of the changing colors, with the darker bits inside and the lighter bits, which we'd assume would be the highest points. And I think we could do one more here, couldn't we? We could take that right to 0, so that'd be grey almost. And let's just make that size 1 and see what we get up here. Oh yeah, that really highlights that point in the middle there. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that's really quite interesting. Not only do we have the shapes inside, but we've got these shapes around the edges here. And we could actually start to think, and if you feel more advanced with Scratch, you could try to figure out how to get that all to be drawn from one green flag click. What we did was we took the Erase All button to this over here. So when I click on that, it will erase what's there on the screen. So if I do that now, it's gone. And one more time, I'm going to go over this with you. Let's change it now. Let's do... what should we do? I've got my favorites, obviously. Let's try a 9. Should we do a 9? Yeah, let's do a 9. So I think I'm going to have to Google it. So this is what I said to do for you guys. If you want to do 360 divided by... Oh, get me back to my things here. Divided by 9... 40. Okay. Now I could have figured that out, couldn't I? Because 9 4s are 36. But it's good for you to see how it's done anyway. Where have I gone? Here we go. Coming back to Scratch up here. So 9 should be 40 down here. 40. And 9 here should be 40 here. So I'm going for the same now. So a 9 by 9 shape. Let's just see that drawn out roughly. Beautiful. Let's make the step size slightly smaller. Now that's interesting because I didn't erase it. It got smaller inside. Well, let's keep moving with that for a minute. Each time I make the step sizes smaller. Oh, that didn't work. I'm drawing the same pattern but further in each time. And this is a happy accident, something I didn't plan, but look at that. Okay, anyway, let's get back to the plan. There's an idea for you guys if you want to do that. So I didn't erase each time, but I made my step size smaller each time and then ran the same code again. So I think 55 or so was good. We're going to set our colors. I'm going to do this one in blue, I think, like a dark blue. And pen size, where do we start? Well, let's go even bigger this time. Let's start on 30. So I'm going to erase everything by clicking my erase button here. And I'm going to run that code. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I get a big, thick wash of color. Then I'm coming to my pen color and making it lighter. I'm taking my pen thickness and I'm going to make that not 30 but 25. And then I'm going to run the code. And let's see if we can just see that. Yeah, you can see just around the edges it's darker and lighter in the middle here. So let's change it to a lighter shade. Let's change it to a smaller number. Run the code. That's more obvious to see, isn't it? Okay. Kind of goes pretzel-y, doesn't it? A little bit pretzel-like, if you know what a pretzel is. They're those kind of bread, latticey biscuit things. All right, that's looking interesting. So the code doesn't change each time. But the color and the thickness does. And let's do one more. I don't think we need to go all the way to 0. Let's do one more. Now I've gone from dark to light. There's nothing to stop you going from light to dark, of course. There's nothing to stop you moving around your character as you draw. But I wanted to share this with you as an idea. This one almost looks like it's glowing, like it's pulsating with electricity, doesn't it? Because of the way those colors grade from dark to light up to the top here. In fact, should we do one more? I think we could get away with one more here. Let's go for pure white. Let's make the pen size 1. I think that will really just set it off. There we go, look at that. Like it's bristling with energy. All right, I'm going to leave you to play with, where do we do? not erasing, that's it. That's the main thing we did here. We didn't erase, we split it off to another sprite. So we drew another sprite, we came down here, and we said paint new sprite. And it could be absolutely anything, a square, a circle, whatever you want, a squiggle, doesn't matter. But we assigned this code onto this sprite because we're not erasing every time we run the code now, because we're making changes to the code and then drawing on top, and that's what we're left with. All right, everybody, I'll see you next week.